You know, some of my best cooking tips and hints have come from good friends and family members. I used to be intimidated by vanilla beans, and then a good friend of mine said, "Oh, they're so easy to work with. You just slit them, scrape the seeds out." I tried it, and she was right. Ever since, I've been obsessed with using fresh vanilla beans, and today I'd like to show you one of my favorite desserts, vanilla bean rice pudding. All right, so I've cut it in half, and now I'm going to spread open the top half, try to hold it open with my finger, and then run the top of my knife blade down along that open half shell. And I'll do the same with the second half, pressing somewhat firmly, trying to collect all of those wonderful seeds onto my knife point. We'll be back to add that to the slow cooker after we've put the rest of the ingredients in. First, a cup and a half of long grain parboiled rice, and 1 cup granulated sugar, a cup of raisins, a bit of salt, and some melted butter. You stir this together, making sure those raisins and all of the sugar and seasonings are mixed well throughout. And then 6 cups of milk, and I'm using fat-free today. This doesn't need to be a high-calorie dish. And finally, the star ingredient. In go the vanilla seeds, and then of course the bean itself goes in. You'll fish that out before you serve the dish, but you want to add as much pure vanilla, fresh vanilla flavor as you can to the dish. And you can see the little seeds separating now as they float in the mixture. So I'm going to put the crock into the electrical unit, put the lid on, and switch the dial to high. This will now cook for 2.5 to 4 hours, depending on how hot and how fast your slow cooker cooks. I know that mine is fairly hot and fast, so I'm coming back in 2.5 hours just to see if the rice is tender and the liquid is absorbed. Things are looking promising. Oh boy. Browned around the edges. I see little flakes of vanilla seeds, plumped up raisins. This looks perfect. We have a few steps to go yet before it's ready to serve. I want to add an egg because that will add some creaminess, some silkiness to the finished product. But I don't want to put the egg straight into the hot pudding or it will cook the egg. That's not what I'm after. So whisk it, and when it's well blended, I'm going to take just a scoop out of the rice pudding and add it to the egg, stirring it constantly. This is to break the egg in and help it understand that it's going into the rest of the hot pudding, but it's not supposed to cook. It's supposed to simply add this wonderful texture to the finished product. Stir it in. And I do this quickly because the egg is prone to cook unless it gets stirred into the pudding immediately. My other job is to fish out the vanilla bean that has been in here adding such wonderful flavor to the finished dish. But we don't want to serve the pudding with the bean in it. Looking just as I had hoped. Now, 2 more ingredients. A touch of cinnamon, and finally, sour cream. This will definitely add to the creaminess of the final product. It will also lighten the coloring a bit. So just fold these in. This is smelling so rich, so flavorful. I really think I'm going to have to try a bite just to make sure. I'm gonna make sure I get a couple of raisins. I can see the little vanilla seeds, and let me tell you, it was definitely worth it putting that fresh vanilla bean in there. And the creaminess from the egg and the sour cream, it has come together in a wonderful way. Rice pudding was one of my dad's all-time favorite desserts. This one is for you, Daddy.